Hi guys, thank you for coming back to my channel. So for this look that you see here, which I posted on Instagram yesterday, this is actually my second day in a row that I'm wearing this exact same makeup. I redid the exact same thing. I filmed it yesterday, but I didn't get to do the introduction, so here we are. So this look, which I call my glow Getta, because you can see how much light is on this in the center of my face, but I'm not actually oily. So I wanted to share this video because I know that a lot of us struggle with controlling our oils. We don't get to do the dewy look a lot because really I'm going to be blind 72 times in 1 hour if you get oily like I do. But I also want to do it for my dry skin girls because a lot of these products are pretty nourishing for the skin, especially this foundation. And of course, I think you can pick and choose. Just swap out some products that work better for you or that aren't as matte or more matte if you need it. So I'm going to show you guys how I get this glow Getta beat. First things first is working with the base, and I'm using the Hourglass Ambient Mineral Primer, which is a very expensive product. This, along with the Halloween palette that I'm going to show you, are two of my absolute favorite splurges. They're well worth the money. I have been repurchasing these items for the last 4 years, so I really stand by them. The Veil Mineral Primer, it's the mini, which is this size, is $22, just to give you an idea of what cost you're looking at, but I think it's well worth it. I actually went to my cousin's wedding and like 2 days before when I flew in, I had a red-eye flight and then I watched her baby all night, so I never got to wash my makeup. And when I woke up, she was like, "Girl, your skin looks good. What primer are you wearing?" And I was like, "It's this one." But yeah, so I'm set, and you only need one pump. I always see people like take 2 and 3 pumps, and I'm like, "Oh, that's too much. It's not gonna look good." Or at least, it's not that it's not gonna look good, but you want to let it sit in a little bit longer if you use my product, which is just kind of common sense. But then some people get all worried because it does look white with a purplish tint. I don't know if that's a color correcting feature that they added, but whatever. Just use one pump. All you need is one pump. And this will last over 24 hours in my opinion. But anyway, I digress. So what I'm doing next is the Jackie O method and setting that with my Sascha Buttercup setting powder. This is an extra step that us oily girls can take if you need help controlling your oils. I love this because I also think that it allows the powder to settle in my fine lines, so like my smile lines. It'll last longer before they pop out. And my nose, like the foundation on top will just be a lot smoother, and that's just in my opinion. But it's not harming your skin because you do have that layer of primer underneath. So it's just sitting there, just like holding space. So I do feel like it makes makeup look really, really good. Next, the foundation I'm using is my Covergirl Healthy Elixir Foundation in Soft Sable. Unfortunately, this is the darkest color, which is the only negative about it. But I think I really like this because it is a really, really good dupe for the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. The collab that they did with Jackie O, of course, where I wear one of her shades, which is Tiramisu, which I actually need to go up in because I'm a little bit lighter now. But I think this is a great dupe for it. It has that same bouncy feel. I think that this replaces my Maybelline Fit Me because it's just such a better color match, and I love the feeling on my skin. It is oily, it is dewy, a dewier foundation, so that's why I said it's gonna really work for my dry skin girls. But we need more shades. Like, we definitely need more shades. When I had first picked this up, that's right around the time that they launched their 40 shade foundation, so I don't know if that's something that they will do in the future. And then of course I'm going to conceal. I'm using my LA Pro Conceal Concealer. That's my trade-off. If I'm going to go with a dewier foundation, then I'm going to go with a more matte concealer. And then I'll just decide on powder and how I want to balance that out. But I like this because it does dry matte, but it also does have a really nice glow to it in my opinion. I feel like all of the LA Girl Pro, no matter which one I use. Today I'm using the shade Toffee. I think that's the perfect brown girl nude, brown girl concealer. It reminds me a lot of NARS and Amande, where I've seen people lighter than me use it and I've seen people darker than me use it. It's just one of those concealers that just blend in so nicely that it works for such a great array of people, and that's difficult to do because nothing in makeup is one size fits all, but that concealer is pretty bomb. So I feel like this is the equivalent if I were looking for something cheaper, because of course the NARS concealer, I keep saying foundation, the NARS concealer is like 20-something bucks, and then LA is what, $5. So once I blended that out, I'm not going for a cream contour today just because dimensions in the face are good, but I want it to look more natural, and I feel like contouring with a cream contour kind of takes that up a little bit, and I don't want that today. So once I do that, I set that with my Sascha Buttercup, and I try to be a little bit I try to be a little bit more careful about where I set the concealer, because you know, I don't want it to look too matte, but I'm not entirely worried because I know that the highlighting palette is really the secret of this look. So moving on, after I finish blending out the face and just adding some warmth back, I then go in with my highlighting palette, and the secret is this Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette. I've been buying this for the last 3 years. This is really it. This is what keeps the skin glowy, and this is called the Ambient Lighting Palette. It has dim light, incandescent light, and radiant light. Radiant light is the only one you can find in this palette, and of course it's my favorite. But I do think it's worth it financially to get all three, because each individual I think is almost 30 bucks, and this palette is 60 bucks. So it just, you know, get this one. But this one, the radiant light, the only one you can get in this palette, is I've used it, and I saw Destiny Gali do it. She used it to sweep under her concealer, where she placed concealer and just added a light back to her face. And then I mix all three together to set those outer corners and, you know, all the glowing places that you're seeing. I even used the Slash shade to cut my cheeks. This one is a little bit wider. This one is like the in-between shade, and then this one is more stark white, so that's why I gotta mix it with everything else. But it always gives me such a beautiful look, so that's why I recommend buying it. I mean, it's so beautiful. For my eyes, I'm just keeping it natural, so I'm just going in with lashes. The mascara that I used was the Benefits They're Real mascara. I like to use that on my bottom and top lashes when I want to lengthen and separate. That's what they're really good at. So I'm going for the spiky look on the bottom since I'm not wearing eyeshadow. And then for my lashes, of course, I'm wearing my Ardell's, but these ones are called Natural. They have that natural gradient flare from small to large, and I'm feeling these much more than my wispy, so I think that they're gonna replace what I'm using now. But yeah, and then for my lips, I found my matte chestnut liner. If you don't know what I'm talking about, see my last video, but I have lost it, long story short. And then I'm going in with my Fenty Gloss Bomb in Fenty Glow, which is the first one. I definitely want to get the other two. I think this gloss is very different than any other gloss I've ever tried. But I pop a little bit of that highlighter in the inner corners just to bring that flash back to my face. And I think it goes really well with connecting the highlight here, especially because I put a little bit under here and on my chin. I think I'm really happy with the way that this whole thing turned out. So I hope some of those steps and tips and tricks help you guys out in getting glowy skin. I definitely recommend all of these products. These are like my favorite. Every single thing that I use, besides the lack of a shade range. I hope that helped you guys, and I hope that you enjoyed this one. So don't forget to thumbs up, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in another one. Bye guys.